An innocent black male is arrested at a hospital that is supposed to save his life. Let me give you the background to this. A Missouri man was dying of stage 4 renal failure. Was dying. He was on the short list for a kidney transplant. He's at the hospital. He's wrongly detained. He's beaten by security. He was there to be treated, okay? Let's put up his picture full mass. His name is Hughie Robinson. Hughie Robinson was the victim who was attacked by the hospital security. Robinson had gone to the hospital in April 2021 in hopes of receiving a kidney transplant. Now, I'm gonna give you some background to this story. It is horrific, all right? After being told he was second in line to possibly receiving the life-saving organ, he immediately went to the hospital and parked his car in the hospital garage. He sees hope. He was admitted, but released 4 days later on Sunday, April 10th, and no kidney was available. Upon arriving home, the hospital called Mr. Robinson and told him that he had forgotten his wallet in his room. They asked him to return, but told him this time to park in the garage on Euclid and Forest Park Avenues, a lot with which he was not familiar. Mr. Robinson returned to the hospital as instructed and retrieved his wallet, but forgot where he was parked. Despite asking both a security guard and the help desk, he still was unsuccessful locating the car. He did not realize he was in the wrong garage. Now let me remind you, the man just got out of the hospital. He's frail, he's weak, he's trying, he's struggling through, okay? He's just trying to get back to his car, he just got his wallet. Security guards noticed him. Let's put up some of these images we have. So the security guards noticed him walking, and what did they think? They thought, well, black man walking in the garage, obviously he's trying to steal cars here. That's what they said. The man was lost, the man was frail, the man was hospitalized for kidney disease, and they thought the man was looking for cars to steal out of that garage. Instead of asking what was going on, instead of even spotting the fact that the man, Mr. Robinson, was still wearing his hospital bracelet, or even asking the parking garage about the parking garage ticket in his pocket, the guards decided to beat him. You got to think about this. This was a simple fix here. One question. Afterwards, the security kept Hughie handcuffed. They kept him handcuffed, okay? In an interrogation chamber. They put him in the basement of the hospital. One of the Barnes guards, a tall, heavyset man with a buzz cut, smashed Mr. Robinson's head into the wall with his forearm. That's what happened to a patient at that hospital. Eventually, Robinson was able to prove to the security he was actually a patient, not a carjacker. The lawsuit was filed. The lawsuit states that instead of an apology, they teased him for driving an older model Buick. On June 28th, 2021, Mr. Robinson filed a lawsuit against the Barnes Jewish Hospital. Less than a year after the altercation, Mr. Robinson died from his illness. His daughter, Chelsea Robinson, took over the lawsuit on behalf of the estate. Lawsuit is still ongoing. Let me show you a picture of the president of the hospital, okay? You're looking at Mr. John Lynch, Lynch. Dr. Lynch is the president of that hospital. The hospital had to be court ordered to share the security footage because they decided to hide it. And they are still denying that any wrongdoing took place. The way I see this, Doc, you have two tragedies. You have the first tragedy of how the system works as it relates to kidney transplants. I've been involved in advocating for patients to receive kidney transplants, especially children. I never forget, Doc, I had to go to one hospital authority As soon as I walk in to negotiate for this kid, the medical director says, I don't care what you say, this kid is not qualified and not going to get this kidney. Long story short, after a lot of back and forth, we were able to change that medical director's mind, but it took a lot, okay? So I understand the back and forth. That's one tragedy, and that's a system tragedy. The other tragedy is obviously him being a patient, lost, frail, probably a little discombobulated, and then beaten by security, taken to a basement, held hostage, interrogated, and the man literally had all information on him that they needed to say he's not a criminal. What say you, Doc?
I could not agree more. In a way, you read my mind. I think there are two levels of tragedy here. The one obvious level is that hospitals in particular have done so much work on, I know at Vanderbilt Hospital, we have diversity committees, we have implicit bias training, we have a committee that's trying to revamp hiring and promotion practices. And so hospitals are a place where actually a lot of diversity work is happening. And the fact that this can still happen, it just shows you the deep, deep cancer, the deep embeddedness of this in American society, that even institutions that are ostensibly addressing this directly still have this thing happen. It's a nightmare. And the other part, I think you're right, is the bigger story that this was about a kidney and a kidney transplant, because there are just levels of racism that are embedded in the discourse about kidneys, about kidney transplants, also about the rhetorics of just kidney function that have been shown, that the algorithms have been shown to be racist. So it's like just two levels of different kinds of racism that are both connected, that I think are illuminated by this really nightmare of a case.
Yeah, and listen, there are good hospitals, obviously. I don't want to present an imagery as if all hospitals get it this wrong. I'm on the board of directors for a major hospital, and we advocate to get it right, all right? So I know that there's movement happening in healthcare generally, and I work with the medical college, Morehouse School of Medicine, I lecture there. And they are a diverse and socially responsible institution where they believe in the grassroots development of care. So you have that movement happening, and I know you're connected to some of those movements also.